Time to play!
If that's what you want.
Spring is sprung. All right, for peace. Beautiful. Spring is here. I'll do my best. Yeah.
I'm listening.
Of course.
Orders for me?
Yes. Let's dream. Well. For peace. I will protect her.
If that's what you want.
All right. Beautiful. Yeah.
I'm listening.
Spring is sprung. I'll do my best. Yeah. Of course. Beautiful. Yeah. Sweet dreams. Yes.
Orders for me?
Let's dream. Well, all right.
If that's what you want.
For peace.
Orders for me?
Hey everyone, GuardianE here with another Camilla Emblem clear video for Fire Emblem Heroes. And today we'll be taking on Book 3's big bad herself, Hel, on her very own Mythic Hero Battle on Abyssal difficulty. So let's take a quick look at Hel. They actually did change her up from the original story mode version of her. She has Hel's Reaper now, which actually has a nice little Iote shield effect added onto it, and also has a built-in kind of conditional miracle. She has Luna at a one-turn cooldown, has Distant Counter as well. Nice that she has Guard Bearing, which also provides some boosts to her defenses, has some damage reduction on the first attack that she sustains per turn and phase. Inevitable Death is her unique skill, which will basically be a flat -4 debuff, in-combat debuff, to all stats for any enemy within 2 spaces. And then she comes with Renewal 3, which will try to keep her topped off or at least above the 1 HP so that she can invoke the miracle effect of her weapon. Now, originally I had misread this because I thought that the miracle effect happened irrespective of the weapon type, but upon reading it again and some corrections from some very helpful comments, it does look as though the second effect here, if unit's HP is greater than 1 and foe would reduce unit's HP to 0, unit survives with 1 HP. It appears that that is conditioned upon the foe not using magic or a staff. So other than those 2 weapon types, the miracle effect would take place as long as she has HP over 1. So she's still pretty tanky, just has to be a little bit more strategic about it. But ultimately, yeah, still has that effect in play that you have to be, have to work around. As far as the map itself, standard Abyssal operating procedures apply. Plenty of reinforcements coming wave after wave. Enemy moves forward and marches on you, irrespective of whether or not you bait them and irrespective of whether or not you attack into them. And the reinforcements themselves on this map appear to be a mishmash of turn-based and kill-based. So some of them will appear once a particular turn is hit. Some of them will appear when a particular enemy is defeated. But as far as the map layout, it doesn't get a whole lot better than this for flyer teams. Wide open spaces, tons of freedom of movement, limitless possibilities, with the exception of this one structure here. That's basically it. But everything else is basically free reign. And you have a whole bunch of pits everywhere, which you can use to your advantage to funnel certain enemies into different corners. So again, very, very useful for flyers, which makes a lot of sense since Hel herself is a flyer. If we take a look at the first wave here, we've got a Sword Dragon with Guard and also has some Guidance 3. Lots of Guard on this map as well, you'll notice, especially in light of the fact that this Red Thief has Defense Res Ruse 3, and they also have Rally Attack Plus. So they're going to be prioritizing rallying, and in that same vein, they're going to be having a Cardinal Direction debuff, which will essentially inflict Guard. So that is, again, something that is worth noting. You have the green flyer over here with a Grand Blade, which is always deadly, and also has some self-boosting with Speed Wave 3 and even Defense Wave 3. The blue Cavalier over here has Thoron Plus, as well as Attack Speed Form, Darting Blow, and Odd Speed Wave 3. Also has Obstruct, interestingly enough. And you have a blue Manakete over here with a lot of chip damage. There is a lot of chip damage on the map as well, strangely enough. Has Dark Breath for that big debuff, Noontime, has Mirror Strike 2, and again, the double Savage Blow plus Renewal. So let's take a quick look at the Camillas themselves and the loadouts for this map. We'll start with Vanilla Camilla, plus 10 Speed Asset, Camilla's Axe with Special Refine, Reposition, Draconic Aura, Distant Counter for the A slot, Renewal 3 for the B slot, Hone Flyers for the C slot, and Chill Attack 3 for that seal. Next up, we've got Spring Camilla. We've got Spring Princess Camilla merged at plus 10 with a Speed Asset, 5 Dragon Flowers, Grand Raven Triangle Adept build with Reposition, Draconic Aura, Vantage for the B slot, Goat Flyers for the C slot, and Distant Defense 3 for the seal. We've also got Flower of Fantasy Camilla, Adrift Camilla merged at plus 10 with an Attack Asset, has her native Book of Dreams, Reposition, Draconic Aura, Attack Res Bond 3 for the A slot, and Attack Speed Bond 3 for the seal, Desperation for the B slot, and Goat Flyers for the C slot. And finally, we have Brave Camilla, Light of Nor Camilla merged at plus 10 with an Attack Asset, 5 Dragon Flowers, has her native Sangreather, Restore Plus, Miracle, Attack Speed Push 4, Wrathful Staff 3, Goat Flyers for the C slot, and Renewal 3 for the seal. So as you can see, I didn't really have to make any modifications to the team as far as their default builds when I go in blind on a challenge. What they were rocking to begin with was sufficient enough. And again, the map itself, because of how open it is and how spacious it is, and using flyers, makes it pretty easy and pretty manageable to deal with the enemies as they make their approach. I think this is probably a great map for Savage Blow builds as well, for like chip damage builds and things like that. Definitely probably a very easy map for AoE nukers and 3 dancers. I'm sure they're not going to probably have a whole heck of a lot of problems with this map either. But basically, we're going to start things off by sniping the Sword Dragon. They're sticking their neck out a little bit too far, and they do have guidance, so that does offer some potential movement shenanigans that we would want to avoid. And we're just going to use Brave Camilla to do that. And she'll take her out without any problem on player phase. Boom, boom. And then we're going to use Spring Camilla to reposition Brave Camilla to safety, and that'll keep her in the range of the Blue Cavalier, which is fine, because she has that color advantage and Triangle Adept. She'll be able to take them out without any problem whatsoever on this turn. So Blue Cavalier will engage and then die for their troubles. The rest of the enemy will move forward, and we'll get a set of reinforcements as well that kind of surrounds us from the back and behind. Now, usually that's pretty annoying. I would say it's a little bit more manageable here, again, just because of the freedom of movement that you have as flyers. So we have this bow flyer over here with Shining Blow, as well as Iote Shield, Flyer Formation, and Ward Flyers 3. So if she does end up getting paired up with that Hel, she will provide additional defense boosts. We have this Axe Knight down here with Slaying Axe and Bold Fighter, as well as Bonfire, so as well as Sturdy Blow. So if this Axe Knight initiates, they are going to basically get that Bonfire off, and with that 55 defense, the Bonfire is going to hurt. We have a Sword Dragon with Brave Sword, has a Dull Close 3, which is good, as well as Ground Orders and Life and Death 3. So she can create some significant movement shenanigans if you let her get started. Also have a Blue Cavalier over here with Attack Speed Solo, as well as Pass. You always want to be aware of Cavalier units that have Pass just because of their increased mobility. They can often move past your wall of defenses and snipe a unit that has color disadvantage, for example. Lance Fighter over here is clearly more defensive, enemy phase based, has Vanguard Plus, has Fierce Stance, has Quick Riposte, Savage Blow, interestingly enough, and Steady Stance. So again, all things that would work on enemy phase. So you can, because of that, they're a little bit weaker offensively, so you can use that to your advantage to potentially tank a hit. They also have 41 speed, which is actually pretty respectable, but on this map it's on the low end, so again, you could probably avoid doubles there. So we're going to engage this round just by taking out and picking off as many of the reinforcements that just appeared as possible. Give us a little bit of breathing room, take out some of the big threats. So we'll take out the Bow Flyer with Spring Camilla here, not an issue whatsoever. And then down below here, we'll take out the Axe Knight with Adrift Camilla. Be able to take them out no problem. And then finally, Sword Dragon over here will player phase with Brave Camilla and take her out as well. Now that does leave Adrift Camilla in the range of the Blue Cavalier and Brave Camilla in the range of the Blue Cavalier, but they are tanky enough to be able to sustain that hit and survive. So we're just going to fall back a little bit, let the Blue Cavalier engage, take some damage for their troubles, and Brave Camilla will still survive. So then on this following turn, we're just going to continue to pick them off. Hel is starting to make her approach, of course, so you want to be wary of that. I will make a quick note that the Red Thief over here is pretty obnoxious for my team in particular, just because they have 44 res, so really significant resistance, and all of my big damage dealers are magic users on this particular squad I brought. The one physical damage dealer is green, so color disadvantage. Has Distant Guard 3, as well as that Defense Res Ruse, which means that they're going to prioritize with Rally Attack Up, or Rally Up Attack Plus, using assists. So on this turn, we'll just pick off the big threats once again. Pretty straightforward. We'll take out the Blue Cavalier with Brave Camilla here while positioning, I should say, ourselves more to the lower right. We'll go ahead and use Vanilla Camilla to chip down on the green flyer here, just because we need that damage in order to ensure that Adrift Camilla can finish them off. They are a big threat, since they do have the Grand Blade. They will just do significant damage. And then the Lance Flyer here is in the range of Adrift Camilla. That is a concern, certainly. However, as you'll see, she can survive that attack on this turn just barely. And that's really all we need. If we're off, she survives by literally 1 HP. If we needed more defensive buffs or more defensive enhancing skills, we could certainly have swapped them in on Adrift Camilla, since she doesn't really use Desperation, she doesn't use a number of different things. So if you're trying to emulate this yourself with your own Camilla team or your own Flyer team and you don't survive with the 1 HP, you can certainly swap out a bunch of skills just to increase her defenses to be able to survive that. But regardless, Spring Camilla and Adrift Camilla each tank their hits from the opposing forces here. And now we got this green flyer that appears back here behind us, again, to flank us. Grand Blade plus user again, so again, the green mages here are pretty threatening because they have the Blade Tomes. And then they also have odd attack wave 3, so some self Blade Tome boosting buffs there, Iote Shield, as well as attack speed push. So we're just going to use Adrift Camilla to proc Draconic Aura and take out the green flyer, easy peasy right here. Not a problem whatsoever. And then at this point we're going to chip away at the Lance Fighter here by using Brave Camilla, do a little bit of damage. And then we're going to actually finish off the Lance Fighter with Spring Camilla. So Spring Camilla is still in the range of the Blue Manakete, but the Blue Manakete, again, they have debuff potential, Savage Blow and all of that, but she can tank that without a problem. What we are going to want to do is reposition Adrift Camilla to safety with Vanilla Camilla. There we go. We'll take a little bit of Savage Blow damage. That is totally fine. And then at this point, we're just going to take a pot shot at Hel, actually. We're just going to attack with Brave Camilla, do a little bit of damage there, and that's also going to inflict the gravity effect on her. So she has limited mobility. And then we're going to take out the Blue Manakete here. We'll do that by combination of Spring Camilla and Adrift Camilla, kind of ganging up on her here. There we go. And then we're just going to reposition Brave Camilla to safety with Vanilla Camilla. So now we've got just Hel and basically the Red Dagger behind her. And we also just have this latest respawn, this latest reinforcement, the Blue Manakete over here, again with a Dark Breath. So thematically, the map is about, I guess, taking out a particular unit and then them resurrecting or respawning. Thematically going along with Hel, like not being able to die, being able to bring the dead back to life, like that type of thing. So, you know, it's kind of cool that they have that nod with their enemy reinforcements. I do like that. And it is worth noting then that if you take out the Red Thief here, another Red Thief spawns as well. And that's particularly annoying for me just because the Red Thief tends to counter a lot of the team that I brought with me today. Has 44 res, so can basically tank a lot of attacks from most of my magic users, is red, which means that, of course, Vanilla Camilla, who is physical, has color disadvantage, so it's a little bit annoying. But regardless, taking out the Red Thief means another one will spawn, which is why we end up saving him for last, so we don't have to deal with that respawn at the end. But anyway, we're going to take out the recently spawned Blue Manakete with Spring Camilla here. Easy peasy, she'll proc that Draconic Aura, take them out, and now we will actually just go ahead and take out Hel. The Red Thief over here, since they can't fly, they're stuck behind this pit, so they can't actually initiate on me even when I get right up close to Hel here, so I get all of the buffs that I need. We're going to go ahead and double team her with Brave Camilla and Adrift Camilla.
Let's dream.
There we go. Now the Red Thief is slowly but surely going to make their way around. We're just going to situate ourselves so that we can easily take them out and get all of the Hone Flyer's buffs on the two major damage dealers to him, which would be Brave Camilla and Adrift Camilla. But we're just going to use Brave Camilla to chip them down. They have 1 HP at this point, and we can take our pick of who will finish off the Red Thief. I'm just going to use Vanilla Camilla here on player phase. So that's it. That's the strategy that I employed with Camilla Emblem to clear Hel, Death Sovereign, on her very own Mythic Hero Battle on Abyssal difficulty. Let me know in the comments below what strategies and teams you ended up using to clear this Abyssal level map. Hopefully you all enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to leave us a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more Fire Emblem Heroes content. We thank you all so much for watching and taking time out of your day to spend with us. We really, really do appreciate it. Certainly wishing you're all staying safe, healthy, secure, and united out there, and wishing the very best for you, your family, and your friends. And until next time, let's protect those skies.